usurps this time of night, together with that fair and warlike form in which the majesty of buried Denmark did sometimes march. By heaven I charge thee, speak. Stay. Speak, speak, I charge thee, speak. Is it not like the king? But soft, behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me. Stay, illusion. If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak! Let us impart what we have seen unto young Hamlet. For upon my life this spirit dumb to us will speak to him.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us befitted to bear our hearts in grief, and our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, have we, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with mirth in funeral and with dirge in marriage, taken to wife. Nor have we herein barred your better wisdoms, which have freely gone with this affair along, for all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You told us of some suit. What is Laertes? The head is not more native to the heart, the hand more instrumental to the mouth, than is the throne of Denmark to thy mother. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spend it at thy will. And now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son, how is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord, I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thine added color off, and let thine eye look like a friend of Denmark. Thou knowest 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Ay, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is, I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, together with all moods, forms, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father, but you must know your father lost a father. That father lost his, and the survivor bound in filial obligation for some term to do obsequious sorrow. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief, to reason most absurd. We pray you throw to earth these unprevailing woes, and think of us as of a father. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do I impart toward you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, it is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and fair reply, be as ourself in Denmark. Madam, come. This gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart. Come, away.
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw and resolve itself into a dew, that it should come to this. But 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. So excellent a king that was to this Hyperion, to a satyr, so loving to my mother, that he might not beteem the winds of heaven visit her face too roughly. Heaven and earth, let me not think on't. Frailty, thy name is woman. Oh God, a beast that once discourse of reason would have mourned longer, married with my uncle, ere yet the salt of most unrighteous tears had left the flushing in her galled eyes, she married. Oh, most wicked speed, to post with such dexterity to incestuous sheets.
Hail to your lordship.
I'm glad to see you well. Horatio!
The same, my lord, and your poor servant Everett.
And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio?
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
Do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, my lord, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw who?
My lord, the king, your father.
For God's love, let me hear.
These 2 nights together had these gentlemen in the dead vast and middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure like your father appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by them. This to me in dreadful secrecy they did impart, and I with them the 3rd night kept the watch. Whereas they had delivered both in time, form of the thing, each word made true and good. The apparition comes. I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it none.
Then saw you not its face?
Oh, yes, my lord, a countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
Would I had been there.
It would have much amazed you.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it. Though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. So fare you well. My father's spirit in arms. All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Oh, would the night were come! But till then, sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes.
My necessaries are embarked. Farewell. And sister, as the winds give benefit and convoy is assistant, do not sleep, but let me hear from you.
Do you doubt that?
For Hamlet, and the trifling of his favor, hold it a fashion and a toy in blood, a violet in the youth of primy nature, forward, not permanent, sweet, not lasting, the perfume and suppliance of a minute, no more.
No more but so.
Think it no more. Perhaps he loves you now, but you must fear his greatness weighed, his will is not his own, for he himself is subject to his birth. Fear it, Ophelia, fear it, my dear sister, and keep you in the rear of your affection, out of the shot and danger of desire. Be wary then. Best safety lies in fear. Youth to itself rebels, though none else near.
I shall the effect of this good lesson keep as watchman to my heart. But good, my brother, do not, as some ungracious pastors do, show me the steep and thorny way to heaven, whilst thou, like a puffed and reckless libertine, thyself the primrose path of dalliance treads, and recks not his own reed.
Oh, fear me not. I stay too long, but here my mother comes.
Yet here, Laertes, aboard, for shame. The wind sits in the shoulder of your sail, and you are stayed for. There, my blessing with thee. This above all to thine own self be true.
Most humbly do I take my leave, madam. Oh, farewell, Ophelia, and remember well what I have said to you.
It is in my memory locked, and you yourself shall keep the key of it.
Farewell.
What is Ophelia he hath said to you?
So please you? Something touching the Lord Hamlet.
'Tis told me he hath very oft of late given private time to you, and you yourself have of your audience been most free and bounteous.
He hath, madame, of late, made many tenders of his affections to me.
Do you believe his tenders, as you call them?
I do not know, madame, what I should think.
Mary, I'll teach you. Tender yourself more dearly, or you'll tender me a fool.
Madame, he hath importuned me with love in honorable fashion.
I do know, when the blood burns, how prodigal the soul and the tongue vows. For Lord Hamlet, I would not, in plain terms from this time forth, have you so slander any moment leisure as to give lords or talk with the Lord Hamlet.
I shall obey, madame.
What hour now?
I think it lacks of 12.
Oh, it is struck.
Indeed, I heard it not. Then it draws near the season wherein the spirit held his wont to walk. Look, my lord, it comes.
Angels and ministers of grace, defend us. King, Father, Royal Dane, oh, answer me. Say, why is this? Wherefore, what should we do?
Beckons you to go away with it.
It will not speak. Then I will follow it.
But do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? Still it waves me forth. I'll follow
You
it.
shall not go, my lord.
My fate cries out.
Be ruled, you shall not go.
Hold off your hands. Still I am called. Unhand me, Horatio. Go on. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination. Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I'll go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
Pity me not, but lend thy serious hearing to what I shall unfold.
Speak. I am bound to hear.
I am thy father's spirit, doomed for a certain term to walk the night, till the foul crimes done in my days of nature are burnt and purged away. If thou didst ever thy dear father love, revenge his foul and most unnatural murder. Murder most foul as in a best it is, but this most foul, strange, and unnatural.
Haste me to know it, that I with wings as swift as meditation, or the thoughts of love, may sweep to my revenge.
Now, Hamlet, here, 'tis given out that sleeping in my orchard a serpent stung me. So the whole ear of Denmark was by a forged process of my death rankly abused. But know, thou noble youth, the serpent that did sting thy father's life now wears his crown.
My uncle.
Aye, that incestuous and adulterate beast! Oh, wicked wit and gift that have a power so to seduce, won to his shameful lust the will of my most seeming virtuous queen. But soft, methinks I scent the morning air. Brief let me be. Sleeping within my orchard, upon my secure hour thy uncle stole, and in the porches of my ears did pour a leprous distilment, whose effect holds such an enmity with the blood of man that swift as quicksilver it courses through the natural gates and alleys of the body. So was I sleeping by a brother's hand of life, of crown, of queen, at once dispatched. Let not the royal bed of Denmark be a couch for luxury and damned incest. But howsoever thou pursuest this act, taint not thy mind, nor let thy soul contrive against thy mother aught. Leave her to heaven. Adieu. Adieu, Hamlet. Remember me.
What news, my lord?
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in all Denmark, but he's an arrant knave.
There needs no ghost, my lord, come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You are in the right. Give me one poor request.
Yes, my lord, I will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, I will not.
Swear on my sword.
Oh, day and night, this is but wondrous strange.
There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. Swear! Ah! With all my love, I do commend me to you. The time is out of joint. Oh, cursed spite that ever I was born to make it right. Nay, but come, let's go together.
Oh, Madame! Madame, I have been so frightened.
What? In the name of God?
Madame, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, all unbraced, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down-jibed to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, he took me by the wrist and held me hard, and falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. He raised a sigh, so piteous and profound as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and end his being. That done, he let me go. He seemed to find his way without his eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last bended their light on me.
This is the very ecstasy of love. What? Have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lady, as you did command, I did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. I feared he did but trifle and meant to rack thee. Come, go we to the king. This must be known.
Welcome, dear Rosencrantz and Guildenstern. Moreover, that we much did long to see you, the need we have to use you did provoke our hasty sending. Something have you heard of Hamlet's transformation? So call it, since nor the exterior nor the inward man resembles that it was. What it should be, I cannot dream of. I entreat you both to draw him on to pleasures, and to gather, so much as from occasion you may glean, whether aught to us unknown afflicts him thus, that opened lies within our remedy.
Good gentlemen, he hath much talked of you, and sure I am. 2 men there are not living to whom he more adheres.
Both your majesty's might, by the sovereign power you have of us, put your dread pleasures more into command than into entreaty.
But we both obey to lay our service freely at your feet. To be commanded.
Thanks, Rosencrantz and gentle Guildenstern.
Thanks, Guildenstern, and gentle Rosencrantz. And I beseech you instantly to visit my too much changed son.
Heavens make our presence and our practices pleasant and helpful to him.
My good liege, I do think that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
I doubt it is no other but the main, his father's death and our o'er-hasty marriage.
My liege, since brevity is the soul of wit, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad call I it, for to define true madness, what is't but doing nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. Mad, let us grant him then. And now remains that we find out the cause to this effect. I have a daughter, while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience, Mark hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia.
Give these from Hamlet to her.
Good madam, stay a while, I will be faithful.
Doubt thou the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar.
But never doubt I love.
This, in obedience, hath my daughter given me.
But how hast she received his love?
When I had seen this hot love on the wing, as I perceived it, I precepts gave her, that she should lock herself from his resort, which done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he, repulsed, fell into a sadness, into the madness wherein now he raves, and all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
How may we try it further?
You know, sometimes he walks 4 hours together, here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time, I'll loose my daughter to him. Be you and I behind an arras, then mark the encounter. If he love her not, and be not from his reason fond thereon, let me be no assistant for a state.
We will try it.
But look, where sadly the poor wretch comes free.
Away, I do beseech you, both away. I'll board him presently.
does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God a mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
Aye, madam. To be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
What do you read, my lord?
Words. Words. Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between who?
I mean, the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, madam. For the satirical rogue says here that old women have gray hairs, that their faces are wrinkled, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit. Yourself, madam, shall grow old as I am, if, like a crab, you could go backward.
Though this be madness, yet there is method in't. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. My lord, I will take my leave of you.
You cannot take from me anything I will more willingly part with all, except my life. Except my life. Except my life.
Fare you well, my lord.
My honored lord! My most dear lord!
My excellent, good friends. Why, what's the news?
None, my lord, but that the world's grown honest.
Then is doomsday near. But your news is not true. Let me question more in particular. What have you, my good friends, deserved at the hands of fortune that she sends you to prison hither?
Prison, my lord?
That marks a prison?
Then is the world one.
A goodly one, in which there are many wards, dungeons, and confines, Denmark being one of the worst.
Oh, we think not so, my lord.
To me it is a prison. But what make you at Elsinore?
To visit you, my lord, no other occasion.
Were you not sent for?
What should we say, my lord?
Quite anything but to the purpose. I know the good king and queen have sent for you.
To what end, my lord?
That you must teach me. But let me conjure you by the rights of our fellowship, be even and direct with me, whether you were sent for or
My
no.
lord, we were sent for.
I shall tell you why. So shall my anticipation prevent your discovery. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you. It seems to me no other thing but a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What a piece of work is man, the beauty of the world. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me.
My lord, if you delight not in man, what Lenten entertainment the players shall receive from you? We quoted them along the way, and hither they are coming to offer you service.
What players are they?
Oh, even those you were wont to take delight in. The tragedians of the city. There are the players.
Your hands. Come then. Oh, shh. But my uncle, father, and aunt, mother are deceived.
In what, my dear lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw.
Good, my lord.
My good friends, I'll leave you till night. You are welcome at Elsinore.
Well be with you, my lord.
I will prophesy she comes to tell me of the players' market.
My lord, I have news to tell you. The actors are come hither.
Oh, buzz.
Upon mine honor.
Then came each actor on his ass. You are welcome, masters, welcome all. We'll have a speech straight. Come, give us a taste of your quality. Come, a passionate speech.
What speech, my lord?
I heard thee speak me a speech once, but it was never acted, for the play I remember, please not, the million. 'Twas Aeneas' tale to Dido, and thereabout of it especially where he speaks of Hecuba. If it live in your memory, begin.
But who had seen the mobile queen?
That's good. mobled queen is good.
Run barefoot up and down, threatening the flames. But if the gods themselves had seen her then, when she saw Pyrrhus make malicious sport and mincing with his sword her husband's limbs, the instant burst of clamor that she made, unless things mortal move them not at all, would have made moist the burning eyes of heaven and passion in the gods.
Look whether he has not turned his color and has tears in his eyes.
As well, I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. Good madam, can you see the players well bestowed?
Come, sirs.
Follow her friends. We'll have a play tomorrow. Can you play the murder of Gonzago?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. We'll hear it tomorrow night. You could, for a need, study a speech of some dozen lines or so I would set down and insert in, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lady. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Is it not monstrous that this player here, but in a fiction, in a dream of passion, could force his soul so to his own conceit that from her working all his visage waned, tears in his eyes, distraction in suspect, a broken voice, and his whole function suiting with forms to her conceit, and all for nothing, for Hecuba. What's Hecuba to him, or he to Hecuba, that he should weep for her? What would he do, had he the motive and the cue for passion that I have? He would drown the stage with tears. Yet I say nothing. No, not for a king, upon whose property and most dear life a damned defeat was made. Am I a coward? Villain. Who calls me villain? Gives me a lie in the throat as deep as to the lungs. Who does me this, huh? Oh, vengeance! Why, what an ass am I? I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. The play's the thing, wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
And can you, by no drift of circumstance, get from him why he puts on this confusion?
He does confess he feels himself distracted, but from what cause he will by no means speak.
Did he receive you well?
Most like a
Not with
gentleman.
much forcing of his disposition.
Did you essay him to any pastime?
Madam, it so fell out that certain players we o'er on
They are about the court, and as I think they have already ordered this knight to play before him.
'Tis most true, and he did beseech me to entreat your majesties to hear and see the matter.
With all my heart, good gentlemen, give him a further edge, and drive his purpose on to these delights.
We shall, my lord.
Sweet Gertrude, leave us too, for we have closely sent for Hamlet hither, that he, as 'twere by accident, may hear affront Ophelia. Her mother and myself, lawful espiles, will so bestow ourselves that seeing, unseen, we may of their encounter frankly judge whether it be the affliction of his love, or no, that thus he suffers for.
I shall obey you. And for your part, Ophelia, I do wish that your good beauties be the happy cause of Hamlet's whiteness.
Madam, I wish it may.
Ophelia, walk you here. Read on this book, that show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. I think I hear him coming. Let's withdraw, my lord.
To be or not to be? That is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by opposing end them, to die, to sleep no more, and by a sleep to say we end the heartache and the 1,000 natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished, to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come, when we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, but that the dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to those that we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and lose the name of action. But soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph, in thy orisons be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you well. Well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No. Not I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did. Take these again. For to the noble mind, rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind.
I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not.
I was the more deceived.
Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but yet I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not bore me. Go thy ways to a nunnery! Where's your mother?
At home, my lord?
Let the doors be shut upon her, that she may play the fool nowhere else but in her own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heavens!
If thou dost marry, I'll give thee this plague for thy dowry. Go thy ways to a nunnery! Or if thou wilt need marry, marry a fool! For wise men know well enough what monsters you make of them! To a nunnery. Go. And quickly too. Farewell.
Oh, what a noble mind is here o'erthrown! The expectancy and rose of the fair state, the observed of all observers, quite down. And I, of ladies most deject and wretched, that sucked the honey of his music vows, now see that noble and most sovereign reason, like sweet bells jangled out of tune and harsh, that unmatched form and feature of blown youth, blasted with ecstasy. Oh, woe is me, to have seen what I have seen, see what I see.
Love? His affections do not that way tend, nor what he spake was not like madness. You shall speed to England. Haply the seas and countries different with variable objects shall expel this something settled matter in his heart. What think you on't?
My lord, do as you please. But if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and I'll be placed, so please you, in the ear of all their conference. If she find him not to England, send him or confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
Speak the speech, I pray you, as I pronounce it to you trippingly on the tongue. Nor do not saw the air too much with your hands thus, but use all gently. You must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness.
I warrant, your honor.
Be not too tame, neither. But let your discretion be your guide. Suit the action to the word, and the word to the action. Go make you ready. There is a play tonight before the king. One scene of it comes near the circumstance which I have told thee of my father's death. I pray thee, when thou seest this act afoot, observe mine uncle, give him heedful note. They are coming to the play, I must be idle.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent, a faith. Be the players ready.
Ah, my lord, they stay upon your patience.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet, sit by me.
No, dear mother. Here's metal more attractive. Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
Aye, my lord.
Do you think I mean country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought, to lie between maids' legs.
You are merry, my lord?
Who, I?
Aye, my lord.
Well, what should a man do but be merry? For look you, how cheerfully my mother looks. And my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, my lord, 'tis twice 2 months.
Oh, heavens! Died 2 months ago and not forgotten yet. Then there's hope a great man's memory may outlive his life half a year.
Ahem! Faith! I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, for husband shalt thou.
Oh, confound the rest.
Such love must needs be treason in my breast, and second husband, let me be accursed, not with a second, but who killed the first.
So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Of here and hence, pursue me lasting strife, if once a widow, ever I be a wife.
If she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and vain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep! Rock thy reign, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady protests too much, methinks.
But she'll keep her word.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. This play is an image of a murder done in Vienna. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Oh, this one is Luciana's nephew to the king.
You are as good as a chorus, my lord.
Come, murderer, begin. The croaking raven doth bellow for revenge.
The king rises. Hear the word of the play!
How fares, my lord?
Give me some light! Away!
I'll take the ghost's word for £1,000. Didst perceive it upon the talk of the poisoning?
My lord, the queen your mother in most great affliction of spirit hath sent me to you. Then thus she says, your behavior has struck her into amazement and admiration.
She desires to speak with you in her closet ere she go to bed.
We shall obey. Have you any further trade with us?
Good my lord, what is your cause of distemper? You do surely bar the door upon your own liberty if you deny your griefs to your friend.
Will you play upon this pipe?
My lord, I cannot.
I pray you.
Believe me, I cannot.
'Tis as easy as lying.
I have not the skill.
I know no touch of it, my lord.
You would play upon me? Do you think I am easier to be played on than a pipe?
My lord, the queen would speak with you, and presently.
Do you see yonder cloud that is almost in shape of a camel?
By the mass, it is like a camel indeed.
No, methinks it is a weasel.
It is backed like a weasel,
Or like a whale.
very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by.
I will say so.
Leave me, friends. Soft. Now to my mother. I must be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none.
I like him not, nor stands it safe with us to let his madness range. Therefore prepare you. I on commission will forthwith dispatch, and he to England shall along with you.
We will ourselves provide. We will haste us.
My lord, he's going to his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll convey myself to hear the process, and warrant she'll tax him home. I'll call upon you ere you go to bed and tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear madam. Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven. It hath the primal eldest curse upon't a brother's murder. What if this hand were thicker than itself with brother's blood? Is there not rain enough in the sweet heavens to wash it white as snow? My fault is past. But oh, what form of prayer can serve my turn? Forgive me my foul murder. That cannot be, since I am still possessed of the effects of which I did the murder. My crown, mine own ambition, and my queen. May one be pardoned and retain the offense. Try what repentance can, what can it not? Yet what can it when one cannot repent? Bow. Stubborn knees, and heart with strings of steel, be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Patrick? Now he is praying, and now I'll do't. And so he goes to heaven, and so am I revenged. But in our circumstance and course of thought, 'tis heavy with him. Am I then revenged to take him in the purging of his soul when he is fit and seasoned for his passage? No. When he is drunk asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, then trip him, that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up. My thoughts remain below. Words without thoughts never to heaven go.
He will come straight. Look you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and that your grace hath screened and stood between much heat and him. I'll sconce me even here.
Mother.
Do not withdraw. I am coming.
Now, mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come. You answer with an idle tongue.
Go. You question with a wicked tongue.
Have you forgot me?
No. By the rood, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife. And would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those to you that can speak.
Come and sit you down. You budge not till I set you up a glass where you may see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do that will not murder me? Help, help, help!
How now a rat, dead for a ducat, dead! Is it the king? Bloody deed! Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word! A wretched, rash, intruding fool. Farewell. Leave wringing of your hands. Peace. Sit you down, and let me wring your heart, for so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff.
What have I done that thou darest wet thy tongue in utterance against me?
Such a deed as from the body of contraction plucks the very soul.
By me, what act that roars so loud and thunder in the index?
Look you here. Upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. Here was your husband. Look you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear, blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes?
Oh, speak no more. Thou turns mine hands into my very soul.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love o'er the nasty sty.
But speak no more. These words like daggers into my ears no more.
A murderer and a villain, a cutpurse of the empire and the rule, a king of shreds and patches.
No more.
Oh, what your gracious figure.
Alas, is mad.
Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
How is it with you, lady?
I was with you. Did you do bed your iron vacancy? Oh, gentle summer, under you low.
Do you see nothing there?
No, nothing at all, yet all that is I see.
Nor did you nothing hear.
No, nothing but ourselves.
Look you there. Look now how it steals away. My father, in his habit as he lived.
Is the very carnage of your brain. This bodiless creation, ecstasy is very cunning.
Ecstasy. My pulse as yours doth temperately keeps time and makes as healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered. Mother, for love of grace, repent what's past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds.
Oh, Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. Refrain tonight. This shall lend a kind of easiness to the next abstinence, the next more easy. For the same lady I do repent. I will bestow her and will answer well the death I gave her.
Be thou assured, if words be mere breath, and breath of life, I have no life to live what thou hast said to me.
I must to England, you know that.
Alas, I had forgot. This so concluded all.
There's letters sealed, and my two schoolfellows, who I will trust as I will adders fanged, they bear the mandate. If it shall go hard, but I will delve 1 yard below their minds and blow them at the moon. This one shall set me packing. I'll let the guts into the neighbor room. Mother, good night.
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind, in his lawless fit, behind the arrows, hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries, a rat, and in this brainish apprehension, kills the unseen woman.
Alas! How shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he hath killed.
Son, no sooner shall the mountains touch, but we will ship him hence. And this vile deed we must, with all our majesty and skill, both countenance and excuse. Ho, Guildenstern! Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged her. Go, seek him out, speak fair, and bring the body into the chapel. I pray you, haste in this. Come, Gertrude, come, away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
My lord, what have you done with the dead body?
Compounded it to dust, whereto 'tis kin.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord?
Now, Hamlet, where's Polonius?
At supper?
At supper. Where?
Not where she eats, but where she is eaten.
What dost you mean by this?
Nothing.
Where's Polonius?
In heaven. Send hither to see. If your messengers find her not there, seek her in the other place yourself.
Hamlet, for thine especial safety, prepare thyself. The associates tend and everything is bent for England.
Oh. For England.
Follow him at foot, I'll have him hence tonight! The present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like the hectic in my blood, he rages, and thou must cure me! Till I know 'tis done, howe'er my haps, my joys were ne'er begun. Done.
She speaks much of her mother, beats her heart, spurns enviously its straws, speaks things in doubt that carry but half sense. Her speech is nothing. 'Twere good she were spoken with, for she may strew dangerous conjectures in ill-breeding minds.
Where is the beauteous majesty of Denmark?
How now, Villa?
He is dead and gone, lady, he is dead and gone. At his head a grass-green turf, at his heels a stone.
Nay, but Ophelia.
Pray, mark you. White his shroud as the mountain snow, larded with sweet flowers, which, bewept to the grave, did not go with true love showers.
How do you, pretty lady?
Well, Godild you, Lord, we know what we are, but we know not what we may be. God be at your table.
Seat upon her mother.
Pray you, let's have no talk of this. But when they ask you what this means, tell them this. Tomorrow is St. Valentine's Day, and all the morning betide, and I am made at your window to be your Valentine. Let in the maid that out of maid never departed more.
Pretty Ophelia.
I hope all will be well. But he cannot choose but weep to think they should lay her in the cold ground.
Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment.
Where is this king? Oh, thou vile king! Give me my mother.
Call me good Laertes.
That drop of blood that calm proclaimed me bastard!
What is the cause, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like?
Where's my mother?
Dead?
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came she dead? I'll not be juggled with.
Now, Laertes, you speak like a good child and a true gentleman. That I am guiltless of thy mother's death and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce as day doth your eye.
Dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia.
They bore him barefaced on the bier, and in his grave rained many a tear.
Nothing's more than matter.
This is rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's pansies. That's for thoughts. There's fennel for you, and columbines. There's rue for you. Here's some for me. Oh, we may call it herb grace Sundays. Oh, you must wear your rue with a difference. There's a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered all when my mother died. They say she made a good end. And will she not come again? And will she not come again? No, no, she is dead. Go to thy deathbed. She never will come again.
Do you see this? Oh, God.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief, for you deny me right. Go but apart. Make choice of whom your wisest friends you will. Be you content to lend your patience to us, and we will jointly labor to give your soul due content.
Well, let this be so.
And where the offense is, let the great axe fall. I pray you go with me. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, when I shall, first asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet, in a postscript here, he says, alone. Can you advise me?
My lord, let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I shall live to tell him to his teeth, thus diest thou.
If it be so, Laertes, will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord, so you will not all rule me to a peace.
Hamlet returned, shall know you are come home. We'll bring you in fine together, and put a wager on your heads. You may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice requite him for your mother.
I will do it! And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. Bought an unction so mortal that no cataplasm can save a thing that is but scratched withal.
If this should fail, when in your motion you are hot and dry, and that he calls for drink, I'll have prepared him a chalice for the nonce, whereon but sipping, our purpose may hold there. How now, sweet queen?
Your sister's drowned.
Drowned? Where?
There's a willow, grows aslant a brook, that shows its hoary leaves in the glassy stream. There, with fantastic garlands did she come. There, on the pendant boughs, her crowned wits, clambering to hang, an envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell in the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide and murmured like a wild they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her. Melodious lay to marry that.
Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia, therefore I forbid my tears. Do, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly drowns it.
In youth, when I did love, methought it was very sweet to contract at a time on my behalf, methought there was nothing with me.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
A pickaxe and a spade, oh, and a shrouding sheet, a pit of clay for to be made for such a guest as me.
Whose grave's this, sirrah?
Mine, sir.
I think it be thine indeed, for thou liest in't.
I do not lie in't, and yet it is mine.
Who's to be buried in't?
One that was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
All the days in the year, it was the very day that young Hamlet was born, he that is mad and sent into England.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely.
Faith, in with losing his wits. Here's a skull now. This skull has lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
Alas, poor Yorick. But I knew him, Horatio. A fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times. And now, how abhorred in my imagination it is. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Come, make me laugh. To what base uses may we return, Horatio?
Lay her in the earth, and from her fair and unpolluted flesh may violets spring.
What? The fair Ophelia?
No, pile your dust upon the quick and dead, till of this flat a mountain you have made.
What is he whose grief bears such an emphasis?
Take that soul!
Thou prayest not well. I prithee take thy fingers from my throat, for I am something dangerous.
Good my lord, be quiet.
I loved Ophelia. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantities of love, make up my sum. What wilt thou do for her?
Oh, he is mad, Laertes.
Swoon, show me what thou wilt do. Wilt weep? Wilt fight? Wilt fast? Wilt tear thyself? I'll do it. Dost thou come here to whine? Be very quick with her, and so will I. Hear you, sir. What is the reason you use me thus? I loved you ever. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The Cat will mew and the dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech will put the matter to the present push. Gertrude, set some watch over your son. This grave shall have a living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see. Till then, in patience our proceeding be.
My lord, the king has laid a great wager on your head. Sir, this is the matter. You are not ignorant of what excellence Laertes is?
I dare not confess that, lest I should compare with him in excellence. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose.
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds.
Nay, my good lord, I will say you are not fit.
Not a whit! We defy augury. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all. Let be.
Come, Hamlet, come, and take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. This presence knows what I have done. I here proclaim was madness, never Hamlet. Sir, I have shot my arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement to keep my name ungored. But till that time I do receive your offer to love like love and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Give us the foils, come on.
Come, one for me.
Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds, the weaker side.
I do not fear it, I have seen you both. But since he is bettered, we have, therefore, odds. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup and union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Denmark's crown have worn. Give me the cups. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come on, sir.
Come, my lord. What? No judgment?
It's a very palpable hit.
Well, again?
Stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health.
I'll play this bout first. Set it by a while. Come, sir. Lord, what say you?
A touch I do confess.
Our son shall win.
Here, Hamlet, take my napkin. Rub thy brows. The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It's the poisoned cup. It is too late.
Come. Let me wipe thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
Mon Laertes, for a third, you but dally.
I bag you now.
What then they are incensed.
Nay, come again.
dare hope? Oh, I am justly killed with mine own treachery.
How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No, the drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink. I'm poisoned.
Treachery. Seek it out, Hamlet. Thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. The foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, and ere to rise again, thy mother's poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame.
Then, madam, to thy work. Thou murderous, incestuous, damned Dane.
Drink of this potion. Follow my mother.
He is justly killed. He says forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet.
Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. Ow. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. Had I but time, oh, I could tell you. But let be. Oh, I am dead, Horatio.
Never believe it. Here's yet some liquor left.
As thou wert a man, give me the cup. Let go, by heaven, I'll have it. Ah! If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, go tell my story. Oh, I die, Horatio. The potent poison quite grows my spirit. The rest is silence.
Thou cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince. And flight of angels sing thee to thy rest.